So today we're going to talk about industrial sales mastery, the 2024 playbook for dominating the market. Now, this is not just for salespeople. Sales and marketing people alike in industrial need to be paying attention to this. So if you're in sales, you need to be taking notes to be able to go into your marketing team, like Alex has, and be like, dude, Kyle and Alex said we need to be doing this. They know we need to be doing this. So I'm telling you, we need to step it up and look in these areas. So today, just like last week, you guys love the whiteboard, love the interaction. So we're going to be doing it again. Let's break it down. First topic is going to be, and Alex brought this one up, is join the teams. What do you mean by that, Alex?
I mean that your sales and marketing team should be one cohesive unit. If you are out there, having those separate sales meetings, separate from your marketing team meetings, you guys are not going to be on the same page. Your marketing team is not going to know what your sales team is trying to accomplish and vice versa. Your sales team is not going to know what your marketing team is doing to get you those RFPs, those RFQs, turning those sales qualified or the market qualified leads into sales qualified leads. If you guys aren't on the same page, how are you guys expecting to be the best?
Yeah, so too many times, like marketing department in industrial is always the smallest department. It's typically marketing people just make cool stuff that for trade shows, graphics, pretty things like that. But like Alex is saying, joining those two teams together, marketing needs to know from the salespeople what you need as a salesperson to help throughout the journey of trying to build trust with somebody and close them as a client, and vice versa. Salespeople need to know what marketing needs from them, right? So you guys have to be communicating together. It's not two separate departments. Now, fortunately, it's not like most industrial companies, unless you're bigger. Most industrial companies have a marketing department of 1, 2, maybe 3. Bigger companies, 6 to 10 plus. But if they're not communicating, and there's no way you're possibly going to be able to go down the right path. So step number 2, this is where the beef's going to get in. Beef of this is identify your target. This is something that we see on calls, discovery calls with people, is like, who you guys trying to go after? And they'll be like, oh, we're looking at industries or companies or something very vague. But what we want to know is we want a clear picture of exactly who you're going after. This needs to be an industry focus. If you say, hey, we're dominating in automotive, we want to move into aerospace. We're big into med device, but we want to go into consumer packaging. Whatever it is, you have to first identify it. So if you're in sales and you're part of a bigger sales team, ask the management. If you're in a smaller sales team, ask the owner, ask the C-level people. What are we trying to do next year? What is our goal for next year from a target demographic standpoint? Is it a change in industry focus? Is it a change in company size? Is it a change in geographic? First, identify the target. Anything else to add to that?
And guys, sometimes you don't have to listen. When I say listen, sometimes you need to be the one that brings, the C-level guys that idea. Maybe you as the sales guy see an opportunity for you to venture into a new industry, to venture into a new service that you guys are having to offer that you know that you can complete. Bring that to your C-suite people. Bring that to your owners. They will love to hear your ideas because you're the ones that are in the trenches. You're the ones that know what you guys can complete and what you can do and what you can do well. Bringing that to them makes you look good and also gives you a large opportunity to make more money.
Yeah, so how are we going to identify the target? The first thing I think is use LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And the thing with Sales Navigator is they've made some changes over the last 6 months, 12 months, 24 months. They're constantly perfecting the system. But this is a perfect way to be able to get into understanding who you're trying to go after because of the filters. And if you guys are like, dude, I want to know this in more depth, you should join the Industrial Sales Accelerator because this new session's first call 2 weeks ago, I talked about it for 60 minutes with screen sharing exactly how to build out searches in Sales Navigator. So if you want into the Industrial Sales Accelerator, say, I want in the Accelerator program in the comment section, we will send you over the information to get you in ASAP on a 30-day free trial. So with Sales Navigator, you can say, I'm going after these accounts. You want to do this first. You want to go after accounts and identify the accounts. I just had the sales guys do this. What was that? A couple months ago?
Yeah, it's about a couple, 2 months ago.
2 months ago.
Yeah.
What was that process like?
So when you're going through the filters, it makes the Sales Nav makes it so you can pull either companies or people. So we would go through and we would pull specific companies. Me and my team would go through and pull specific companies meeting the criteria, meeting the identifying the target. making sure that the companies that we are pulling in, we can service, they're in our industry, because as you know, we only focus in industrial manufacturing, making sure that those guys check all those boxes. And then you can start pulling from those companies the people that work at that company. So you initially pull a list of, what do we do, 500 companies?
Yep.
Yeah, he made us pull a list of 500 companies. And then me and my team went and had a goal of pulling 2 people per company from the LinkedIn sales nav to pull into a list, so that we could cold call, we can email market, we can do all the things that we would do. But we know, based off of the list that we created, that they check all the boxes, that they fit what we want to market to, and that they're people that we can help.
Yeah, and so here's a key thing that most people don't know about Sales Navigator is that when you search for people and you put in the industry, it's based on the person's profile industry. And so let's say I was working in industrial, I worked at a company, I worked there for, let's say, a long time. My profile industry would be manufacturing, specifically plastics. Let's say I change jobs then. Now I'm in marketing agency. If I don't go in and update my personal industry to match the company that I'm working for, then it's still going to say manufacturing. So many times over the last 3, 4, 5 years, we've been building out lists for ourselves, for clients in Sales Navigator. We go to the leads and we say, all right, find me people in these industries. And as you start marketing to them and prospecting and calling them and all that stuff, you're like, why is this person in my list? You guys dealt with that so many times. It's like, why is this person at this company in my list? They are not in the industry of metal forming, but it's because they have changed their personal industry profile. So that's where the first thing you want to do is pick the accounts, because those aren't going to change. Now, whoever created that company page, they set the industry profile of what it's in, but that's not going to change unless somebody goes in and does it, which nobody really should or would. So you first start at the accounts. Once you build up your list of accounts, then you say, show me people at these accounts. And you take the industry mishap out of it on a lead level. You want to look at, who are the companies I want to go after? And this is going to take some time. Like going through a list, like it's not like, if you know the companies, you can click save to list very quickly. But if you don't know those companies, then you're going to have to look at their about section, maybe go to their website. Is this a good fit? Being a little bit more strategic about it. But you want to first save companies, then pull leads from that, because that is the best way to do it. Next one, Zoom Info. Zoom Info, if you guys have it, you know how good it is. You know that it's a powerhouse. If you don't have it, it is expensive. But here's a key. People get the Zoom Info license and they don't get what they really should have gotten because they got tied up into the Zoom Info salesperson pitching some stuff. Number one, the insights. If you have a Zoom Info license and you purchase the insights section of it, that is complete garbage, 1000% in my opinion, because it does not apply to you. What insights basically is Zoom Info sells it as, when people are searching for you, for what it is that you do, we will tell you who that person is. That's not the case. What they do is they tell you, based on the IP address and who that's registered to from an internet standpoint, somebody at ABC company searched the phrase that you're paying attention to. You do not know who it is. So if you're selling into purchasing, operations, and engineering, which 95% of our clients are, and 95% of the market that we teach, then you don't know which engineer, but they sell it as, I could tell you exactly who did it. First of all, it's a violation of privacy. They can't. What they can do is tell you it's an IP address at this company. Somebody at this company searched for it. So don't get caught up in the insights, because it just doesn't work. So having a sales OS license, you can search their database. You can do bulk exports. You can pull them into a CRM system, Salesforce, HubSpot. You can pull them into an Excel spreadsheet, work their magic that way. But building that list, no different than Sales Navigator. You go in, set filtering criteria based on industry, SIC codes, NAICS codes, build out your list, find the title, accuracy of information, et cetera, and then you're able to build a list from there. Now, what's cool about it, like in Sales Navigator and in Zoom, as you are saving people in Sales Navigator, and as you are saving people in Zoom Info, it is starting to understand and learn who you're going after. Now, if you're going after 12 different industries, it's still going to learn what types of companies are you saving. You want to teach the program what you like, and the only way to do that is to save the information. So I can go into our Zoom Info and say, under this account, show me other companies that I'm missing. It'll give suggested on the side. It'll give suggested on your homepage. No different than Sales Navigator. As you're going through and looking at your home feed and looking at your accounts, it's going to say, hey, other people also looked at these companies. So it's a way to build up this machine to where you let the platform give you some information back that's relevant, so you're not always searching for it. They're giving you some suggestions to say, like, did you also consider this company? No different than when you look at a person's profile on LinkedIn. People that connected with this person also looked at all of these people, also connect with all these people. You got to teach the algorithm what you want it to give back to you by saving things.
And as Kyle has said, Zoom Info is a beast. And if you guys are getting a little overwhelmed when it comes to your searching for specific companies or specific people within the companies, start doing territory, start doing, states, go by state, because when you pull in, depending on the industry that you guys are trying to serve, you could pull in, what do you think, 12,000 sometimes when we're trying to filter?
Oh, yeah.
You can pull in 12,000 companies or 12,000 different people, and that can get a little overwhelming. So sometimes going by a territory, by a state, by even, a city. If you're out there in Chicago, we all know that that's one of the bigger areas. So, start out there, start small, and then work your way up. Because as you're starting small, you're going to get to know the Zoom Info channel or the Zoom Info a little bit better. And as you start going bigger, you'll be able to make better decisions.
Yeah. So if you guys can work that into your budget, I would say set aside maybe like, I don't know, $10,000 next year, $15,000 next year, to save towards getting a license. Also, the other thing is that we've got view credits. So with our license, we can view 2,000 people a month. View meaning you can't export them, but you can copy and paste their contact information. So back in 2016, when I started this company, I bought a Zoom Info license when they just started, $1,000 a year, but I couldn't afford bulk exports. But I had access to their database, so I was copying and pasting information to build out specific states of plastics people, machine shops, automation companies, etc., in every single state. And I just copy and paste information. You can still do that. You get 2,000 view credits a month, and then it reloads every single month. So it's a use it or lose it. But view credits is dope because if you're looking for somebody, you can just jump in and say, show me this person, view it, copy their stuff, put it in your CRM. And the last thing in identify your target is going to be industry pubs, so industry publications. And I don't mean go and advertise with them, because if you guys paid attention to my live last week, they did not do so well across the board for our clients. But what I mean is you can look at industry publications, subscribe to magazines, if it's relevant, right? An aerospace magazine, and you can look to see who is advertising those magazines, who's advertising on those websites, go at it from a digital standpoint to see other companies that you can pull in to identify your target. You can also just look at your competitors, right? A lot of competitors put their top customers out there. Go and look at them and see, oh, I didn't think about that company. So you're looking at identify your target, look at their competitors, so competitors of Cat, John Deere, etc., in the ag space, and then go to your own competitors and say, who are they showing as customer success or pictures of stuff, and then just go and try and hunt that way. That's all 100% fair game. Next one is create content. You got to create content. I mean, I've said it like thousands of times, and you're like, oh, but Kyle, you mean for a company page? No, I mean for a company and for yourselves. You guys as salespeople have to create content. Let's break down the different content types. And I talked about it a little bit last week. This is more driven towards you sales guys. If you don't like videos, you got to write some stuff. If your marketing team is not producing content every single month at a minimum, like one article, one blog post, that's nothing for a company to do. Now, if your marketing team is a team of one, then just hire MFG Tribe. We'll write all the content for you. But you have to be writing something every single month. And I'll explain why when we go into the next steps. But you have to be writing something.
Making sure that writing, though, is geared towards, the industry that you guys are obviously trying to serve as well.
Yeah. So if you are, let's say you want to break into aerospace, you have to write content about that industry and push it out onto your website. Because if you're trying to break into a new industry or go into a new vertical, they're going to come to your site, and the first step of sales is you have to build trust, right? You can't close any deal without building trust. If they go to your site and they're like, oh, I'm an aerospace company and all I see is agriculture, they're not really going to think that you're an expert in it, right? Whereas your competitors may say industry served, aerospace. Oh, go to that page. Then you have videos for aerospace and articles for aerospace. So that's first, identify the target. And if you've identified different industries to go into, you have to have places for them to go to. One of those is going to be a web page on your site, and you have to have articles there.
Makes it easier too if you guys are creating articles when you guys are creating those email marketing campaigns to send those out. Instead of sending out, the typical boring, email marketing email, You're now giving them opportunity to learn from something that you have provided them, whether that be an article, whether that be a video, as Kyle will touch here further. Showing them that you can teach them something or help them with something builds that form of trust. And especially if you haven't engaged with them yet, them knowing, hey, they know what they're talking about, will build that first layer of trust. So when you do start engaging with them, they have the more likelihood to listen to you.
Yeah, and like Alex said, the next one's going to be videos. They just work. I talked about it last week, but this has to be in your roadmap. It has to be in your 2024 playbook to create videos. If you guys can't do fancy videos, high production value, hire an agency like ours to do it all for you, then just create them yourselves. Do it with the iPhone. Latest iPhone is as good as most DSLRs that you could buy, right? It's about the same price. $1,500 iPhone versus a $800 body, and then plus a lens for $700-800. Like, you're gonna get, it's not gonna be the exact same quality, but it is good enough for you to at least be shooting some content and be able to push it out there. You're trying to be the subject matter expert. Video is easier to engage with. Video is easier to understand. You can say more in a video than you can in an article. It takes less time for people to comprehend it. So shoot some sort of video. You as a salespeople need to be going to marketing, going to the owner saying, dude, we need video on our site. We need video on social. We need video to be pushed out through email. You can only say the same thing so many times, right? Whereas a video, you can change it up completely and you can shoot completely different content. You can have a completely different look and feel. So putting some sort of video on there, on your site, in your emails, tell the marketing team, I don't want to send emails out unless it has at least a video or something that can provide somebody with some sort of value. The web presence of who you're going after. What does it look like? You identify your target market. When that target market comes to your website, which is that's where you're sending all your traffic to, right? Marketing team sending traffic to the website. When they get there, what are they going to see? Is it going to be good enough? Are you present on the website?
Is it exciting? Is it pull them in?
Yeah.
That's a big thing now, guys, with the industrial space. When I have a lot of my potential clients coming in for discovery calls, a lot of the websites that we're looking at look like they were built in like the early 2000s. And we all know that getting someone to stay on there is having something cool to look at, having information on there, not having, bland colors, making sure that you guys pop out and stick out from your competition as well. I know that it seems as if having flash is not as important, or it shouldn't be as important, but it will create an opportunity for them to stay on your site because they will want to go further. They want to click on the blogs. They'll want to see what else you have to offer on your website.
Yeah, you guys, again, going back to the first point, sales and marketing together as one. This is not just about sales. This is not just about marketing. This is about everybody together. But you as salespeople need to tell the marketing department what you need to make your job better. How easy is it for people to book you on the website, right? Is it a form they fill out and then you guys play the what time works best game? Or you go to our site and try and book time with Alex, the calendar pops up, right? His calendar, pick a slot, fill out a form, it's booked, you get the email, you get the Google Meet leading, the Google Meet link, you're good to go. So like, how easy is it if I was to mystery shop your company and I said, I want to reach out to you, I'd fill out a form. How fast are you responding? How easy is it for me to get a hold of you? If I ask a question, are you responding back quickly? You can go to on our website right now, live chat gets hit by either Mason, me, or Alex. The last thing is going to be graphics. Again, going after that target demographic, you have to have some sort of graphic or multiple graphics that are relevant to that group. Have them create some graphics for you as a salesperson. Put your face on it, which we're going to get into that in the next section, but do something with a graphic that is going to stand out and get attention. Hold the marketing team accountable. Did that work? You guys ran ads. Did that work? You had an organic post. I engaged on it. I shared it on LinkedIn. That got a lot of attention. We should do more of those, right? Are you guys doing polls as a company level? Are you doing polls as a personal level? Asking people to fill out their information, ask questions. What's one thing that you look for in your next supplier? Let's say you're connected with a bunch of purchasing people. Put a graphic out there and then add a poll to it. But you have to have graphics that match to what you're trying to do in 2024. Otherwise, you're just shooting in the dark. The next one's going to be a fun one. Section 4. Let's put a line right here. Number 4, build a brand, but it has to be personal. I've been trying to build my personal brand for 20 years, and I'm nowhere near where I should be. there's a difference between your personal brand and your company brand. And so your company marketing department is taking care of their brand, right? The company brand pushing out there, they've got colors and styles and what they want the brand to be about. But on the personal side, you need to be the killer and the leader in the industry and in the space for what it is that you do. If I'm a CNC person, then I want to be the loudest in the space of CNC machining for aerospace. I want to be making content, videos, short form posts on social. You have to be able to tell the market that when they need something in that space, they know to go to you. The best way to do that, the best way to get in front of everybody quickly is going to be LinkedIn. From there, you can go into trade shows and walking shows and doing all that stuff. But you have to build out that personal brand so that way when somebody thinks of what it is that they need, they know that's a person to go to. I have a big following on LinkedIn, like relatively big, and on YouTube, but still, it's microscopic the amount of market share that I have. Like people don't think, oh, industrial sales, industrial marketing, you got to talk to Kyle. There's tons of people, millions of people that I've not reached yet, and that is our goal every single day is to push out as much content to get my personal brand known to help as many people as possible.
I will say that, as Kyle says, I mean, as I also say from a lot of my videos, is building that trust. If you have that personal brand and you're sharing your experiences and you're sharing your wealth of knowledge with your consumers, with whoever is following you, people are more likely to trust you. Again, I always say trust is a big thing. We all know trust is big. No one's gonna buy something from you unless they trust you. If you are consistently posting, showing the knowledge that you guys have, and you're sharing that with your potential clients, they're going to know you know what you're talking about. They're going to know that you can fix their problems or you can help them in the ways that they're looking for. Building that personal brand is important. It is the most important thing you as a sales guy should be doing besides, your typical doing your cold calls and everything like that. But for you, building that personal brand should be number one.
Yeah, and what's going to happen is it's going to be compounded over time, right?
Yeah.
Like the more time you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. But it's going to take a lot of time. If you think that you can post one video, one short form post, an article, etc., on LinkedIn, and all of a sudden like get some money from it, it's not going to happen. You have to go into it like, look, I'm in this for the long haul. I'm going to spend the next 12 months posting every single day to build out my personal brand in this space to be able to boost it up. I'm going to be providing value to people. If you are in, let's just say, CNC machinist, you're a CNC machine, you work for a CNC machine shop, you're a salesperson, behind the scenes footage, show a problem that you guys solved. It doesn't always have to be you. If you're like, I don't want to be on camera, then write the stuff, take pictures, or document the process with the video. Walk into your engineering department and say, hey, Joe, what's 3 problems that we solved that were pretty drastic today for our customers? Somebody new comes in, what's something that we did that was different? Do not put this strictly on the marketing department. If the marketing department doesn't hire an agency like ours to come in and shoot it for them, it is your responsibility to do it yourself.
And guess what? When you're reaching out and doing those cold reach outs, whether it be on LinkedIn, when people see that you actually know what you're talking about, you have a higher likelihood for them to engage with you, for them to ask you questions. All of you that are sitting here watching Kyle, there's a reason why you watch him, is because he is sitting there consistently posting, showing you what he has to offer, trying to teach you guys something new. Just use this as a perfect example.
So create content. So you got to become a leader with your building your personal brand. Become a leader. The only way to do it, create content, lots of it. You want to become obsessive over it, then you're going to go that much faster. But the key is do not create a piece of content expecting a return on that piece of content in an instant, right? Sometimes it happens, right? Like Alex did, what was it? Alex shot a video of him deep frying a turkey for our Thanksgiving Day celebration outside. Got a lot of views, right? A few thousand impressions, a lot of engagement. People love that stuff. That can work. But if Alex is like, hey guys, hire us for your sales and marketing, that's going to be less because it's like asking back for something. He's not providing value. So with the turkey, it's entertainment. Whether it's him saying a sales thing that we're doing here, hey guys, you should track your stuff like that. That's going to be value add to you to where if you guys need something, you may think, hey, I should reach out to Alex because he talks about this and he's in our space. But you have to create content consistently, not just once. And I know if you're not doing it currently, it's going to make you feel uncomfortable. Just like the first time I told Alex shoot a selfie, it was like, oh my god, you messed up probably what, like 5 times, 10
If I
times.
can do videos, you guys can. I promise you. I turn red. I mean, you've probably seen it on this thing. If I can do a video, you can do a video. It's really easy. Staying consistent again, creating that content, and making sure when you're creating that video, make sure ask that question: am I providing value or am I asking for something? As Kyle said, if you're asking for something, you're not going to get as many impressions, you're not going to get as many engagement. But if you are providing value and make sure that every single one of your pieces of content provides some sort of value, you will find that you will lead to more leads, it'll lead to more leads, it'll lead to more engagement, and it'll, again, that trust factor.
Yeah, so something that I just had the sales guys here do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? So we're busy here. We do all sorts of sales activities, cold visits, cold calls, cold emails, warm outreach, video emails, like everything, right? We're always testing everything, trying everything to see what's working, diving more into that, doing more of it to just really prove out everything. And then we've got discovery calls and proposal writing, all this stuff, right? So we're busy. You guys are busy. I get it. At a minimum, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, post on LinkedIn, at a minimum. The posts that we're doing on LinkedIn, Tuesdays are a personal video. So that's where Alex and Mason are supposed to shoot a video of themselves, shoot a video of something in the office, go ask somebody a question, something that could provide some sort of value is on Tuesday. Wednesday, we do polls. So on Wednesday, we've been creating polls to test this out. Like if I create a poll, I get 168 votes, right? And it can be something stupid like, what's your favorite topping on your cheeseburger? And I'll get like 200-300 people that vote on it.
Use that information that you're getting. If you're going to ask a question and people are actually responding, reach out to those people. They're actually engaging with you and giving you an answer or giving you a problem that they have. And you've asked that question and you know that you can help them with that. Reach out to them because they are initially giving you an initial reach out at that point because they're telling you, I have this problem.
Right. Thursdays, we share a video post from the company or something from the records, right? So Alex may grab a short from a video that we shot. He may post a company page video. He may post one of my videos, but he grabs something that is not specific to him that he's doing right now, but it's some sort of video content. So you've got videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays with a poll in the middle. Now, if you're like, dude, I can't do a lot of videos, then do video Tuesday, poll Wednesday, and on Thursday, just write something. Write 4 sentences, write 5 lines, put some hashtags in there. That is the key to creating content, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Like everything's going to be initially around LinkedIn. So like LinkedIn to build your personal brand, to create content, to post it out, to do all of that. Then you've got the other areas where you've got like trade shows, but it's all about how your presence when you're there. If you're not exhibiting at a trade show, walk it. If you think that some of the exhibitors are there or some of the potential people that are attending are there that you can market to, maybe your competitors are there. Walk the trade show and get information. Look to see who's talking to your competitors. We were at a trade show. It was D2P trade show Schaumburg back in like 2009, 2010, somewhere around there. And one of our competitors, it was either Schaumburg or St. Louis. I think it was Schaumburg. One of our competitors had a booth like the next section down. It wasn't too far from us. And I had 2 salespeople with me there working the booth, standing up the whole time, not sitting down once. And we had a lot of engagement. And what I was doing, I was watching the people that would stop at our competitor's trade show booth, talk to them, and I would go and bump into them and aisle over. That's what it's about. You have to be able to look and see, like, I'm going to go to that trade show. Oh, one of our competitors is there. Let's see what their booth traffic's like. Just make a couple laps and then try and talk to people that stop and talk to them. Be like, oh, hey, where do you work at? And not be like, I saw you at my competitor's trade show booth. I want to talk to you about what we do. But you can go to those industry events. You can do all that stuff.
We all know having that pipeline and making sure that we keep it as full as possible, whether that be maybe they're not ready right now, but they might be ready at the end of the year, or hey, maybe they signed with a service industry for us. Maybe they signed with a marketing team right when I was talking to them. But I know this time next year, hey, they're probably coming up on reviewing their marketing team and making sure that you keep those notes. Get those business cards as well. We have the dots. I have the dot on my phone, making sure you have multiple forms of identification that you can give.
All right, so next section is hit the streets. This is where you're going to make the money. Lars giving us a thumbs up that we can hear Alex, so hopefully you guys can hear him clearly. So when you're hitting the streets, this is where the rubber meets the road. This is when you're going to take everything that we just said in the beginning of identifying your market, et cetera, building your brand. This is where it's all going to happen. Number one, you have to have your system set up. Now, if you guys have Salesforce, great. If you have Zoho, great. If you have HubSpot, better. But you have to set up your entire system and your tools. It's going to make it a lot easier for you to do everything that we just said, as long as you have your systems and tools in place to be able to track it, measure it, and do everything that you need to do. You want to be able to see what is working for you and what isn't working for you. Your marketing team needs to see it. You need to be able to see it from your marketing team. You need to see the impressions on LinkedIn that your personal brand is going versus the company brand. What's working? What are people clicking on? What's engaging? Tracking all that into system and then having tools to make it more efficient. The next thing is going to be your initial outreach to people. You have to give them something. You have to give something of value to people. You cannot just go into everybody and say, hey, we're a CNC machine shop. I know the CNC guys are like, why are you picking on me? We're a CNC machine shop. We do X, Y, and Z. These are machines that we have. If you guys need something, let me know. That's a little bit too salesy these days to work efficiently. It can work. People are probably like, no, dude, that's what I do and it works. It will work better and you'll be able to build trust more if you say, hey, notice that you guys are in this space. We've got this tool. Here's an article. Here's some resources for your engineering department to help them design things better before it goes through a DFM analysis, et cetera, et cetera. Like all of those things are pieces of valuable content that you can send to people to build that trust, and you're not asking for anything in return. You're trying to provide value. And it's very basic. Alex tries to do it all the time when you say like sending out initial outreach.
Yeah. Always at me, whether that be giving them a little bit of information of something new that we're offering, or something that I've seen. If I'm doing a customized video, some of the videos that I'm doing, I do some customized video and I show some of the SEO results, showing them, and make sure you guys aren't attacking. Sales guys have the tendency to bring out too quickly what the issue is, and you got to understand that when you're trying to sell this person, that might be their job, that might be something that they're trying to do, and it might not be something that they have had a time to address. And because it might be only one person that's doing that specific job, make sure you guys aren't attacking them. Make sure you're trying to show them or lead them to the fact that, hey, I can help you guys better this. You guys are doing a great job so far. We can multiply, we can exponentially grow, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, so initial outreach, give something away. The next step is you have to organize the responses and try and have triggers in place. So as people respond, you got to be able to know who respond, how do they respond, what's the trigger. So something that I recently put in place is I ask a lot of my sales guys. I have them doing a lot of different things, a lot of different days, a lot of different areas. Same thing that we ask and industrial clients of ours ask for their salespeople. Taking something away that you rely on the human element to do and automating it makes the job so much easier. So if your marketing team sends out emails and they respond and you rely on your salesperson to look at the responses and maybe their inbox gets super full, maybe as people respond, a task is created. Maybe they pay more attention to tasks. So you kind of got to learn with your sales team, where are you spending most of your time? Is it in your inbox? Are you more of a task-oriented type of person where you're like, no, dude, I just go into my task. Okay, since you're way focused on tasks, I'm going to create a task for you as people engage with marketing content. This person responded, follow up with them. This person went to the website, follow up with them. This person clicked on something, follow up with them, and start to organize it to make it easier for your salespeople to do their job. It should be based on score and engagement. You can't do that if you don't have the tools in place, but you have to be able to organize responses and engage quickly back, because you only get like a moment, right? If somebody goes to your site after you sent them something and you don't respond with them, then you're waiting for them to have a need to come back to you. Whereas if you the next day or 2 days or 3 days later said, hey, just want to follow up on that email I sent, and you already know if they went to the website, that's going to be a much different conversation for them. Follow up, this is where the money is made. This is the difference between those that are super successful and those that are just mediocrely successful. This is where you make the money, is the follow-up. Somebody says, I've got an opportunity for you. You quote it, you don't get it. Maybe it goes into nurture, you don't hear a response. The people that are going to make bank and the salespeople that are going to be the best are the ones that never give up until they say this is a dead deal. And even when it's a dead deal, follow up with them 6 months later, 3 months later. Hey, we didn't get that job for that aerospace project, but I wanted to follow up. It's been a couple months. Do you have any other opportunities that I can quote? It's asking those questions. Like, just because somebody says no, it doesn't mean no indefinitely. It means just no, probably not right now. You didn't get that one project. That does not mean that future projects are off the table. You have to follow up with people. As they ghost you, Alex gets ghosted all the time in this industry. So does Mason. So do I. People just fall off, and it's like some of them are doing it intentionally. Other times they're just busy, right? And so you have to follow up with them. Sometimes it could be like like, what is it? One of our clients that we just closed in the last 2 months, we've been trying to close them for a year and a half, and we just closed them.
Yeah.
Right. But it can be frustrating. How is it from a salesperson point of view?
It is. It's frustrating, and I wanted to touch on what Kyle said when it's those nurtures, turning those not right nows. We all know we always get the not right now. Okay, we're not really prepared for this right now, especially us as a service and offering our marketing services to people. They get in and they start doing discovery, and then they start realizing, oh man, we actually really do need to look into this. So sometimes it gets kicked down the road. Not forgetting those not right nows, making sure that you guys in your pipeline have that nurture. So Kyle created a win back category within our CRM system. It is maybe they had said no to us, but we know, hey, we need to focus on winning those people back, because when you get ghosted, we know it hurts, whether that be in a relationship with women or men or wherever you are, getting ghosted that way, getting ghosted on a job. Ghosting sucks. But you can't take that as a loss. You have to take that as a learning curve. Hey, maybe it was something that we weren't offering them that they're ghosting us. Maybe they're busy, as Kyle said. Maybe they're not ready right now. And again, not giving up. Giving up, no, you don't ever want to give up. As a sales guy, you always want to make sure that your pipeline is organized, again, with the nurture and everything. So you know, hey, these guys said no, not right now, but hey, this time next year, or no, they said that they went with somebody else. But you know, everything, especially with us with marketing, goes usually through a year. So this time next year, I'm going to check back in with them and see, hey, were you satisfied with the marketing services you guys chose? No, you're not. Okay, can we open up a discussion? Yes, we were, but they could have done better. Again, opening up a discussion. And even again, if they say, no, we're going to go with these guys again this year, put them back into that nurture, hit them up again that next year. You can't do enough follow-up. It's impossible. You can't do it enough. You listen to these sales guys that go out there and they say sometimes it takes 10 to 15 follow-ups from the initial ghost for them to respond to you. And again, I don't mean 10 to 15 in a week. You don't need to be calling them 10 to 15 times in a week. I'm saying, once a week, once every other week, that you're making sure that you're touching base with them and making sure that they're still aware that you're there, and that if that problem arises that they initially talked to you about comes up again, that you're there to help them.
Yeah, and with the follow-up, like, again, that's like a full hour long episode that we're going to be doing in the future, because it's so massive. That's where the money is. We just wanted to touch on it. So if you guys like the content, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on LinkedIn so you're notified when we do post that live. There's so much in follow-up. But to what Alex said, never give up.
Never surrender.
Right? Never give up, because somebody's going to win, and it's either...
I hear you guys laughing back there.
So never surrender. So either they're going to sell you on the no, or you're going to sell them on the yes, right? So if they say no, that means just maybe not right now. Maybe now's not the best fit for it. Even for us, we try to do a 12-month deal with the client. They say no. We're going to follow up 7 months later, 6 months later. How's it going with who you guys went with? Because you never know. Last thing is enhance lead management and nurture. Alex, you had a point on that, right?
Yeah, it was, again, kind of what I talked to about it a little bit earlier, is not forgetting those no's or not right now will eventually turn into yeses, I promise you. If you guys have a service or you have a product that you guys are offering them, if you know that you are the best, us as M&G Tribe, I like to say we are the best. I know that there is not a lot of people, there is nobody that can touch what we can do. Yes, there are some people that can do some of what we can do, but I know in the long run that, hey, they're going to get, tired of whoever they're trying to work out with or whoever they're working with, and they're going to want to take that next step. They're going to want to come and work with us. And again, I always say that no's don't, and he always says it, and he's been saying it, that no doesn't mean no forever. And he's already said it today. It means touch back. And I'm going to keep beating it to death. The follow-up and touching back and making sure that you guys are still in front of them is your most important thing. Because one day, as Kyle has said, we've had multiple clients who, Mason, for example, reached out, 2 or 3 months ago, reached out to a client that had said no to us. They said no to Mason again after, no, we're still not interested. And what was it, a day or two later, actually called and was like, actually, no, we do need your help. Yeah. And we signed them 2 weeks later. They could tell you no on Thursday and then call you on Friday because some meeting that they had that day or something was brought up that you are fresh in their mind, and they go, oh, nope, actually, we do need it. It's all about luck sometimes, guys, but we know life is about luck.
Yeah, and it's timing. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, right? Timing of when you ask the question and all that. Last thing that Alex will talk about, that you guys probably don't love or know a lot about is artificial intelligence. Now, if you guys are members of the PMA, especially if you're in Texas, where I am a board member, we did an event for the PMA. It was nationally, but it was a 55-minute webinar on artificial intelligence for the industrial manufacturing, sales, and marketing space, and what's coming, what's working, what isn't. But Alex, from a sales standpoint, touch on AI a little bit before we wrap this up.
AI is important. AI is something, 2023, we all have heard about AI. We all think that 2023 was the biggest year for AI. No, 2024 is going to be the biggest year for AI. 2025 is going to be the biggest year for AI. AI is just going to get bigger and bigger, and it is a very good tool for you to use. Kyle, for example, gave us this time and energy sheet that we have, or that we filled out. He made us fill it out for 2 weeks. So we filled out what we were doing, what takes us the most amount of time. Is there an element in there that you can use AI? Is there an outreach version of AI that you can use? There is something out there in AI that I promise you can make your guys' lives easier, make your sales team's lives easier, make your marketing team's lives easier. AI is here to stay. It's not here to go. I promise you, no matter what you read or what you hear, AI has been a part of our lives since 2012 and beyond. It's now just becoming a very big, important factor, and we're able to actually see what we can do and what we can use and how we can use, and it's just going to exponentially grow. Every day a new AI company is formed trying to help sales teams, marketing teams, trying to help everybody. So making sure that you guys are up and making sure you guys are paying attention to what AI can help and help you do can benefit you and benefit your company.
Yeah, so use it as a tool, not to replace somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Use it as a resource. Look for, like, ChatGPT is good. It does work. It does help you brainstorm. It does help give me ideas at times. But am I going to take that and post that up? No, it's not good in its complete format. But it'll get you 50, 60, 70% of the way there. Have it, like, there's so many things it could do with integrations with Excel and all of these back-end things that you can do. But at a minimum, just use it to help you brainstorm, create a list, etc. That's just one of the AI tools. We probably use about 20 here from an efficiency standpoint, whether it's reminder of things or create tasks for things. Like, some stuff's built in HubSpot, some stuff we got to do outside of it. But I would say be open to it going into 2024. Be open to AI tools. Do a little bit of research yourself. If you did a time and energy audit, which is tracking 15-minute chunks of your day every single day for 2 weeks. So see what meetings you're in, how long that took. Look to see if maybe there's some ways to automate that or at least enhance that using AI. One tool that we have that I'm not completely sold on is Otter AI, OTTER AI. That joins every meeting that our team is in, creates a full transcription and records it. I don't know if it's really beneficial. I write my own notes, but if you're in a lot of meetings and you want to remember what people said, a transcription AI thing that joins the meetings, like, by default, is something great. Could be. So hopefully you guys got some value out of this 60 minutes. I appreciate if you've made it this far, if you made it for most of it. I appreciate your time. I know your time is important. Hit subscribe on YouTube. Follow me on LinkedIn. If you haven't followed Alex yet or sent him a connection request, give him a follow, and we will see you on the next one.
See you guys.